Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. This is Instructor Joy. Thank you very much for your kind support with your nice questions, comments, booking lessons with me, sending me donations here and also in my Patreon page. I truly appreciate. Thank you very, very much. So today we are going to talk about things that you could try when we feel stuck with our practicing. We all experience that one. No matter what level we're at, we sometimes feel like no matter how much we practice, it feels like it's not getting better. We feel like we hit the wall. Should we give up? What could we do? For sure, not giving up. Don't give up. It's all about perseverance, perseverance, perseverance. Just hang on to that, and I'll show you a couple of things that you can try so that you can break that one and then keep making progress and become better violinists. So now let's understand how learning works. So when either with a violin or anything, I find it that when we learn a new piece, let's say if we put number 0 as a not knowing anything, number 10, say it's a mastered piece. When we start a new piece, we start from 0 and then we make from 0 to 5, 4, 5, 6, about 5 in a very relatively short time. It could be a couple of days, it could be a couple of weeks. We make a relatively quick progress from 0 to 5. But when we hit about in the middle of 5, from there, we still keep making progress. We still are getting better, but the tempo of making progress is much slower, much more gradual. So we make very slow progress, and that's when we feel stuck. So whoop, like that, and all of a sudden it slows down. So, and that is normal for us. Just like when we start smelling a perfume or anything, at first we smelled it very strongly, and at some point we can't tell anymore. I find it same thing with our brain. When we start a new piece, at first our brain is working very actively, and we can find the solutions and it gets very excited. But at some point, somehow you can't come up with ideas, don't know what's quite wrong or right, or you keep practicing, but somehow it's not getting better because your brain needs different kind of stimulation, right? It's same piece. If you have been practicing the same piece for a little while, your brain does not react as actively as it before. That is why it's crucially important for you to practice with different kind of variations, different kind of routine, so that you can keep stimulating your brain, which will help you to keep getting better. Namely, when you're new, you always start practicing from beginning to the end. Break that one. Just start practicing from middle of somewhere, or better, you know which passages need the most practicing, and just practice those ones. Very, very targeted practice. Let's say there's a passage, it's like that fast kind of passages. Instead of playing always from beginning, then focus only any level, and then see, analyze what do I have problem, what is the worst thing here. Of course, everything is wrong, and we could say that everything could be better. Of course, everything could be better, but you have to understand, it's hard to fix all 5 problems at once. So we have to start working one thing at a time. Let's say if we're having string crossings, then you practice like that, target it. So practice only string crossings by playing open strings. Notice that I'm doing much slower, so that you're giving another task to your brain to really work on it, just on that one. And then after a little while, you want to improve your left hand. Then you can come up, instead of playing always with a printed bow, try to do different bowing, separate bow, which will help the left hand articulation. Or see if you can do just slur, see if you can help your left hand to move it smoothly without moving too much. Because if you play fast, you want to keep your fingers very close to the fingerboard. If you're moving too much, this is another reason why we get slower. So by slowing, and then just really work on that one. Let's say if you're having coordination problem, then do it slowly first, and then see if we can bring up to tempo by playing really small section. Or if you're having hard time to hit this note right, and stop on that problem note. And like that, really small section, really targeted practicing, depending on what priorities you have, right? After that one, another one that you could try is try different bowings and different fingerings for two reasons. When we play with the different fingerings and different bowings, what it does, it breaks the habits that we've been playing with. You know, we've been playing this piece, specific piece. There's a couple pieces that I always come back and then practice again and review, like a Mozart concertos and certain romantic concertos. I've been playing like Mozart concerto A major, for example, in last 3 decades. I played it, I practiced, I came back probably over 15 times. And it's funny, I learned that piece when I was a very little girl, and still the bad habits that I had as a little girl, it still remains somehow, so I really have to work to break that bad habit. You can break your old habit or bad habits by changing fingerings and bowings. So instead of always playing the same one, you try different fingering, even as simple as a scale. So A major scale, let's say you are always playing from third position to we are playing from third finger to, and this shifting was always a little trouble. Then instead of going 1 2 3 1, which you used to do, then try different fingering, like 1 2 1 2. So now, not only by doing that one, you're shaking off your bad habit, but sometimes this new fingering could be a good solution. So you end up playing with a better fingering. Or even if the new fingering wasn't better, then after you tried it, a new fingering, if you come back to the old fingering, somehow it works better because you were able to shake off your bad habit. So that's good. That's win-win solution. So it's always worth to try. Another one is try different bowing. When I was learning Bach, I was having a hard time to have very focused tone, and then just for fun of it, I tried the reverse, and then it was a little harder to play, but I was having fun. I played a little, but then I realized it when I came back in the original one. I was able to have a really better grip on the bow, therefore having a better sound, which I was after. Simply by trying different bowing, your arm has to work harder to make the sound happening, because you know exactly what kind of sound you want in your head. So even though when you change the bowing, your mind still wants to keep the same kind of sound. So your bow arm has to work harder. By doing that one, you're training your right arm. Therefore, even if you come back to your old bowing, somehow, not always, but often enough, I'm nicely surprised that things got solved on its own. So it's definitely worth for you to try. Another one, very important, often forgotten, is take a small break. Take a small or a break, whatever is necessary. A break could be just 15 to 20 minute power nap. Just giving your brain a little rest so that it can refocus. Because if you had a long day of hard work and study and then you want to go straight to practicing, it's going to be hard for you to concentrate. Just give yourself a small break, 15 to 20 minutes power nap. That's going to make a huge difference. Or just give a break or do a little stretching. Your physical break, just do a little stretching, a little relaxation, whatever it helps, that certainly do. Sometimes I find it stopping practicing completely a couple of days, 1 or 2 days, and coming back also helps. Just giving mentally and physically a allowing mental and physical rest. That helps too. Last way of giving a break is just leave the piece for now, even though it's not fully mastered, but start another new piece. That way, you know what I said, that the learning happens at the beginning, we learn very, very fast. At some point, we make a little much slower progression. And so when you are on that spot, I find it's also very, very helpful. Just leave it there and then go to the next piece and then come back later. So when you come back later to the original piece, you can start again very early or quick learning, quick progress of learning. So you can take advantage of our learning habit. That way, every time you can take care of this fast progress at the beginning of learning the piece. Yeah. So these 3 things I want you to try, and this has been always very helpful with me and also with my students, and I hope you can benefit from that one as well. Thank you for watching, and I hope this video was helpful. Hope to see you again. Bye bye.